this video, we're going to talk about attributes and skills in ESO. In most MMOs, we're used to characters having a health bar and usually one resource bar. The resource bar is usually based on your spec or role, such as mana, energy, rage, etc. In ESO, though, your attribute bars are health, magicka, and stamina. Magicka is similar to the gaming stat commonly known as mana. Stamina is used whenever a character sprints, blocks, rolls, or crouches. This is your sneak ability. There are also abilities or weapons that use stamina as the primary resource. As an example, if you use dual wield abilities, bows, etc., those abilities will most likely use stamina as a resource generation. Now, with that said, one of the best features in this game, when it comes to class building, is the fact that you can build your character to perform any role you want. On this sorcerer, I can tank, dual wield, melee DPS, heal, magicka range damage, etc. But to complement your building preferences, you get attributes and skills as you level. Now, every time you level, you will get one or more skill points and one or more attribute points, all the way up to a maximum of 64 that you get at level 50. You will want to balance your attributes based on your preference. I wanted to go all ham on magicka, so I put all my attribute points into it. Some would prefer to put a little bit into health in order to sort of have a little bit more survivability and so forth. So, for instance, if you want to be a healer, let's say, and you don't want to put all your, and you don't want to put, you really don't want to put a lot of attribute points into stamina. Sure, you can balance it a little if you want to make a class that, say, dual wields and at the same time heals, but make sure it doesn't end up negatively affecting both roles for you. I think, in my opinion, this is one of the beautiful things about this game is that you have so much character liberty that you don't have to be a copy of everyone else, not in terms of abilities and skills, and not in terms of looks, contrary to other games. That's when it comes to attributes. Now, when it comes to skills, like I said, every time you level, you get skills all the way up to 50. After that, you start getting something called champion points, um, which I will cover in a later video. There are other ways to get skill points, which include completing certain skill quest chains, and also, if you look at the map, there will be certain shard-looking or crystal-looking icons. There is an add-on as well that shows you these icons easily. The add-on is called Sky Shards. Every time you click on one of them, you get I think it's called Sky Fragment, and every time you collect 3 of them, you automatically get a skill point. Now, skill points you put into certain abilities that you get to decide based on your preference. Every class has 3 specific trees that are specific for that class. So, for instance, for the sorcerer, you have Dark Magic, Daedric Summoning, and Storm Calling. So when you put a skill point into, let's say this is all clear, you put a skill point into Crystal Fragment, and then at that point, this one reads Crystal Fragments 4, for instance. At the beginning, it'll be called Crystal Fragments 1. And every time you have you use this ability or have it slotted in your action bar, or you get XP, the Crystal Fragment levels up with you until it reaches level 4. At level 4, you can actually morph it into something stronger. And when you morph it, you put a skill point into it, and then you have to level that one again. Leveling abilities doesn't take time at all. I would recommend leveling abilities as you level your character. That way, when you reach level 50, the abilities that you've selected and that you want to play with are already leveled up. and then you can start enjoying them. Um, one thing here is that over here, that this is the dark magic tree, and if you read over here, it says improve the skill by earning XP. So this one ranks up from 1 to 50 by just getting XP. And if you equip the more dark magic abilities that you equip in your action bar, the faster you level that or you rank up dark magic. The same goes for Daedric summoning, and the same thing goes for storm calling. The reason I bring this up is that there is one of the things that you can put skills in or select skills from or abilities from is the guild category. Guild is not as in a guild that you join, it's more like factions. So there's fighters, there's mage, there are quite a few others. But leveling these ones is a little different than how you level class. With class, you level them by just earning XP, right? But with this one, let's say for instance Fighters Guild. In order to level this one, let's read what it says. Improve the skill by increasing your rank in the Fighters Guild. Destroy dark anchors or kill Daedra and undead to increase your Fighters Guild rank. So if you're questing in an area or if you're killing mobs in an area that has a lot of dark anchors or Daedra mobs or undead mobs, you get XP with this guild. Thieves Guild. Commit crimes on the tip board, complete heists, and aid your guildmates to increase your thieves guild rank, and so forth. So make sure that you have a look. Like if you want to level a fighters guild, the fighters guild rank, a new player would just slot, let's say, silver balls, and they would expect that this one would just level up as they get XP. No, it doesn't. So if you're interested in a certain line, I would recommend just looking at this, checking it out. What does it require you to level, right? So let's go back. So these are the class ones. Weapons, as you can see, I have two-handed, one-handed, and shield. This is a tanking one. Dual wield bow, destruction staff, and restoration staff. When you start your character, you won't have all of these. Every time you equip a weapon and you kill something with it, you get that line open. That line just opens over here. It shows over here. So if I don't have one hand and shield, but I'm interested in tanking, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna get my hands on a one-hander and a shield. I'm gonna equip it. You can just craft it if you want, and then equip it and go kill, I don't know, like a bunny with it. And then you're gonna get that line, and then you can start putting points into it. As you can see, I don't have any points in this one. I don't really like, this is not my tank. But if you check this first ability, it's called puncture. What does it say? Thrust your weapon and discipline precision at an enemy, dealing blah blah blah, and taunting them to attack you for 15 seconds. What does that tell you? It tells you that this ability is a must for tanks. Tanking in this game is a little different than many other games. You can't just consecrate and have the world attack you. It doesn't work that way. You actually have to taunt stuff. And obviously, as a tank, you're probably gonna want to taunt the biggest, the biggest guy in the room, so he doesn't go just kill your friends. Yeah. When it comes to restoration staff, it's the same thing. If you want to heal, you wanna equip a restoration staff and then just kill something with it, and then you'll have the healing line equipped as well. Then you can start putting points into it. This like I said, I love this game because it just gives you so much liberty at choosing what you want to do. Armor, so you get also like points where you can skill into for light armor, medium, and heavy. For instance, this is my sorcerer, my Magicka sorcerer. I'm only gonna probably wear mostly light armor, so I want to get the bonuses like spell resist or Magicka recovery, or spell crit and so forth. So I put a lot of points in here. Heavy is mostly like gives you resistance, health recovery, maximum health, and so forth. And this is the idea. Alliance War is for PvP stuff, which it doesn't mean that you only use them in PvP. You can equip them and use them elsewhere. But it's pretty cool. Rachel is mostly for for races. I think we've covered the brief explanation of why you want to try maybe to choose a good race while you're creating your character that fits the role that you want to perform. And then finally you got crafting. And I think we've covered that as well in a crafting video where we've suggested that you want to get the keen eye. You want to get put a skill point into keen eye for alchemy, blacksmith, clothing, enchanting, etc. That way you can spot them as you play the game, as you know like quest out in the world and so forth. So these are skills. I love this. I love this bit. There are ways where you can actually go and reset it. So don't worry if you make a bad choice or if you make a wrong choice and you decide, oh man, I screwed up. I want to go back and fix this. It's fine. At level, I believe it's 45, you get free skill um, reset scroll and a free attribute reset scroll. You just get them as you level up. You get one for each. And I believe, and then there's a place in Gratwood that you can pour to and spend a little bit of gold and reset whatever you want to reset as well. So don't worry about making a a bad a mistake. You can always go back and fix it. Um, this is the end of the skills video. If anyone has any questions, please make sure to drop me a comment and make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you very much and good night.